Okay, let us see if we are live. I think we are. Super welcome, guys, to this collaboration live stream that we have together today with me, Natushi. We got and Bitcoinsensus in here. We got Altcoin join, and we got Dr. Bullseye here, guys. Super welcome, and super welcome for everyone that is joining, that has been waiting on this live stream together with us. So today we're gonna go through some Q&As with the cryptocurrencies. We're gonna talk about where the future are for the altcoins, the best altcoins to think about, some TA, and whatever questions that you guys have for us here. So first of all, I want to say super welcome to Andy, John, and Rodrigo. How are you guys today?
Doing absolutely amazing, Natalie. Very excited to see what is coming in this cycle, because now that we've had this massive drop in Bitcoin, it's just everybody's like calling for 12K, 10K, you know, even 9K already. So I'm happy to do some analysis also with you beautiful guys also.
Yeah. And John, how are you?
I'm sorry.
Oh, sorry.
You can go, John.
You can
go for it, man.
So I'm doing very great as well, and I'm very excited for this live stream, by the way, to ask our community, to answer our community's question, and also to see what is the probable scenario for Bitcoin, because on my opinion, for example, we are having a very important pattern right now on the Bitcoin, and I definitely think that this pattern can bring Bitcoin down to 15K, for example. So yeah. Let's see.
And John, how are you?
What is going on, everyone? Having a wonderful day, or good morning, good afternoon, wherever all of you guys are tuned in. I'm doing pretty good. You know, exciting things in the market. I feel a little bit more relieved the fact that Bitcoin, even though it dumped, we finally know that it dumped, and now we can go ahead and like finally move forward. Right? We've been waiting about, I think, almost a month and a half, and it's at least now we have what actually happened. You know, instead of waiting a long time. But yeah, having a good day. Excited to be here. Thank you.
Yeah. Okay. So we have someone telling us that the voice is bad, that we have an echo. So can anyone in the chat please confirm how the sound is? And yeah, so we definitely need to have a good sound when we are doing this. So if anyone else does have an echo, make sure to tell us right now, so we will be able to fix that. But we are live on each and everyone's channel. So for anyone that doesn't know who we are, my name is Natushi. So on my YouTube channel, what you find is TAs from Monday to Friday, where I go on live streams and give you daily updates about cryptocurrencies. And I also go in and trading during London session, NASDAQ now, and SPX 500. I did add that because the market sometimes on crypto can be a little bit slow. So I'm going in during London session to scalp when it's a little bit slower, even if it's very volatile on the index pairs too. But for anyone that doesn't know who Andy is, please give us a short presentation of who you are and what you're doing on your channel.
Yes, well, as you said, you know, we are live on every single channel. This is a bit of an experiment. We're doing, you know, this to do more collaborations in the future, to try and go live on every single YouTube. But yeah, my name is Andy. I've been doing TA and trading since 2017, got into crypto in 2018. And here on YouTube, I try and do the best technical analysis that there is in Bitcoin and the crypto space, basically.
Yeah, and for John is extremely good when it comes to altcoins, also Pepe, especially Pepe, but also give everyone a short presentation of what you are doing on your channel too.
Great, awesome. So yeah, my name is John, as you could tell. I started my thing into crypto, and initially I started in stocks. So I was trading stocks and options, and for me, like the stocks kind of grew onto me, but I realized how like slow it was. So I moved into options, trading options. And then just the volatility is what really drew me into crypto. You know, I saw back in 2017 when Bitcoin hit his all-time high. And then that's really what got me into crypto. But most importantly, I think fast forward a couple years, the last bull run is what really got me into like full-on DeFi, yield farming and everything. So in the channel, we pretty much talk about, pure shit coins and then long-term investing. I like doing like the long-term investment because that's what I did a lot with when I was analyzing the stocks on the companies and all of that. So I prefer, longer-term investment when it comes to altcoins, but also I trade here and there. But preferably my style is more altcoins, long-term investing, and then swing trading whenever I see an opportunity.
Yeah, that is great. And Dr. Bullseye, you are also a swing trader and you are studying to become a doctor while you are trading the market. So what are you doing on your channel?
Absolutely. I still have one more year to graduate on my high school. And so far, during the morning, I go to the university. When I come back home, of course, I separate my time to study, my time to trade, my time to talk with my community. So I've been in contact with the crypto market since 2017 as well. And right now, I'm doing videos about daily technical analysis. I'm doing videos explaining the projects behind the coins, the main altcoins at least. And also, you can find on my channel some different strategies to trade, to use yourself.
Nice.
Yeah, super. That is great. So for each and everyone, you can go down in the description down below the video and you will find each other's YouTube channel there. So make sure to go in there, see what we have for you, because each and everyone is giving you a lot of information when it comes to cryptocurrencies overall. So I guess there's a lot of people in here. We have some questions for you, but I think the most important thing now is to show a little bit about Bitcoin based off the drop that we did have. So Andy wanted to share with you a little bit of where we are in the cycle at this moment. So, and what's the future right now for BTC? Because I think there's a lot of people that is wondering what's happening.
Yes, I mean, absolutely. Yeah, we can take a look at the analysis. I've been talking about this the last couple of days since we had this major drop, and I'll be happy enough to share the screen right away and talk about it. Basically, I'm going to go through the Bitcoin chart. I guess you can see the screen, right, guys?
Yeah.
And it's just basically comparing, this was absolutely fascinating how the timing, not only, with technical analysis, the timing is extremely important to understand, the waves that we're having to the upside, to the downside, right? Because obviously, we're not going to go up forever. We're not going to go down forever. And there's always, some specific times that happen where we do top out or we find a bottom. And something interesting I was talking about in my channel yesterday was that inside of this cycle, yes, we probably topped out here at this $31,000 range. I thought that we could have a chance in breaking the resistance, but however, it's looking not too great for the moment. There is a bullish case scenario, of course, that we could recover from these levels, but let's just go with the bearish case scenario in this case. And that's, comparing as well the last cycle. A lot of people are going to say, that history doesn't repeat, but it does rhyme. It doesn't mean that past performance means, that we're going to have the same future performance. But so far from the top of the last cycle, which is in 2017 here in December, which is topping out here slightly beneath $20,000, to the bottom of the cycle that was in December of 2018 was exactly 1 year. And this is what happened as well in this cycle. Also, from the top of the bull market here at $69,000, we had a retracement all the way down to 15,500. And this was exactly 1 year. This is from November of 2021 to November of 2022. So from December to December, November to November, there is a few weeks of difference, but the timing is actually, just very, very similar. There's only a few weeks of difference. And the curious thing about this bottom formation that we had in November of 2022 to the highs here, which was in July, it also happened in the previous cycle where we had the rally from December all the way till July also. So there's just a few weeks of difference. It was basically 7 months as well of rally going from Christmas, basically, right, from November, December, all the way till July. the summer here of 2019, and it's been the exact same period here since we got this crash just the last couple of days happening right now, indicating that yes, we could go into this bearish trend for the next coming months. So like I said, 3 pivot points has been the exact timing from this cycle. So we're basically mirroring the top, the bottom, and this latest top from this small little bull run that we've had for the last 7 months. Topping out here, we are mirroring from the previous cycle. And of course, there's a lot of timing. Fibonacci time is a very powerful tool as well to know, when the trend can end, to the, basically high or lows. And what I want to explain here is, that we could be entering this bearish trend right now for several months. So if we were to follow kind of mirror, all right, and I'm not saying it's going to happen exactly the same, but it can be very similar. So far, it has been the same with top, bottom to top here to the summer of this year. So if you just do take a look at the bottom formation, we had the C19 crash, which is this one right over here, right? That black swan event. So we cannot predict black swan events. They just happen, right? Where we have the lockdown, the markets crash. We cannot predict really these kind of movements. However, if this event wouldn't have happened, this might have probably been the bottom for Bitcoin. This was in December of 2019, meaning that you've had from July of 2019 to December, approximately around about 5 months of downtrend. Of course, that extended to around about 7-8 months because of the C19 crash in March. So you could arguably discuss that, hey, you could bottom out at some period in between December and March here. If we do count this kind of timing, in a downtrend after having this massive uptrend, the downtrend should be finishing also round about December to March of 2024. And that, of course, is just talking about timing the market. Okay, anything could happen. We don't know if we're going to have a black swan event, but overall, the bottom, in my opinion, is in. I know we're starting to see a lot of these famous technical analyst guys that such as Gareth Soloway and so many other ones out there talking about Bitcoin is doomed. Bitcoin's going to $12,000 or $10,000. I personally think that the bottom is in, but we could correct down to $22,000 and even $19,000 in the next coming months. So, and that is just based on timing. That's basically just timing the market and coming to that technical analysis just by looking at time. Of course, we could talk about the structure as well. I can spend, a lot of time talking about the analysis and the possibilities here, but just something curious that I wanted to point out to you guys also for your channels is that, the timing has been very, very, very similar from previous cycle. So if we go with the timing, it does look like that we are entering this bearish period for the next coming months. However, it's not going to be forever. And I do believe so that it could bottom out at round about $19,000 to $22,000 range. And we can go more into that if you want in the next coming minutes after you guys give us an opinion on that.
Yeah.
Do you guys agree with what Andy has to say?
Yes, absolutely. I am having almost the same analysis that he's having right now. But I am a little bit more bearish because, yes, as you can see my chart right there, we had this bull run with this small bull run here to the upside, and we were forming, unfortunately, you can see pretty well on the weekly and also on the 2 weekly time frame that we are forming a bearish rising wedge. And this pattern, we guys know already pretty much how this pattern works. After the breakout, the target of this pattern is all the way down to the beginning of the pattern once more. So because of this reason, I think that we still have a little bit more room to go to the downside. I don't think we are going to stop on 19 or 20K. I definitely think we have the probability because of this pattern to come all the way down to this level once more to probably make a double bottom on this whole bear market right here. And once we made this double bottom, we would be free to go to our next parabolic run. But so far, but I think actually that's going to happen only on the next year, as Andy just said right there. very good technical analysis with the timing. It's all there. We also, of course, understand that we need time for this pattern to play out. It's a weekly and 2 weekly time frame right here. So it's not going to happen like in a month. We need several months so this target is hit. So we see this bearish momentum to finish. And then from there, of course, the halving is coming. We have a lot of good news on the market as well. And then finally from there, we could be seeing this parabolic run to the upside to find the next all-time high.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, I also agree with you there, Dr. Bullseye, because basically I was here in the previous cycle, and I can already tell you that there was so much amount of fear in the market after the C19 crash, and people did not believe that Bitcoin was going to go to $20,000, right? Everything has changed. This is not the same. You know, the period has changed, right? But I believe so that it will end up being the same, just thanks to also adoption. A lot of people are scared because of the potential recession, market crash, everything's going to doom the dollar, everything, you know, there's just so much uncertainty. But there was also a lot of uncertainty after the C19 crash, and the price, basically all of the assets, you know, S&P 500, Bitcoin, crypto in general, had a historical recovery, breaking all-time high and going into a huge, massive bull run. So I think this corrective move is very much necessary. We should go down to, you know, 22K, 20K, 19, maybe even hit, you know, slightly beneath $19,000. I don't think we will go beneath $15,000, but we never know at the end of the day, of course. But it will be very good to get a lot of people very bearish. You know, recession, bearish. You know, I was there back in 2019, where there's in 2020, where so much bearishness created that huge, massive bull run out of nowhere. And I mean, thanks to that this is going to happen, is adoption is growing very, very fast. Basically, adoption is happening everywhere. We got, you know, the president candidate from Argentina, who's, you know, he's a Bitcoin maximalist. We have, you know, a McDonald's in a city in Switzerland that are accepting Bitcoin as payment, right, to get your McDonald's, right. All of these small little things that is creating that massive adoption and growing is just gonna make the price skyrocket in the next coming years, no doubt.
Absolutely.
Yeah, so a lot of people has to think long term now when the market is going down with the cycles that we also see on the charts. I want to say welcome everyone that is joining. Once again, we are going on this weekend live stream because we wanted to talk to you now when we see that the market is going down. We are live on each and every channel. So make sure to follow each and every one too, because we all go on live streams. We all go and update you with the daily updates also on the currencies. And also make sure to like the live streams while we are on here. But I wanted to go over to John a little bit now, because John is really good when it comes to altcoins. And you're talking a lot about Pepe. So for anyone that doesn't know about Pepe, tell us a little bit about this.
Hey, how's it going? So can you guys hear me well, by the way, or am I still muted? Awesome, perfect. Because I mute myself, that's why. I don't want to overtalk. But anyways, with Pepe, yeah, the good thing about it, let me go ahead and share the chart real quick. I wasn't expecting to do a Pepe TA on it, but let me just go ahead and pull it out real quick, just to go ahead and show you all. Okay, so this is the original Pepe, right? There was a lot of other projects that were created. Can you guys see my screen pretty well?
Yeah.
Awesome. So with Pepe, one thing that's really, really interesting is that not that many people know that Pepe has been following Bitcoin. Like when Bitcoin had its pump, it had a little delay, but it did also pump as well. When we had that massive dump, it dumped as well. So with Pepe so far right now, since it is following, you know, Bitcoin almost literally 1-to-1, my kind of main focus when it comes to either meme coins or any of that is really looking very specifically into the DXY and the Bitcoin dominance. And that's actually what I want to go ahead and show you. With the reason why I don't want to talk too much about Pepe is due to the fact that it's literally about almost the same thing, the same TA as Bitcoin, especially the fact that it moves very, very similar 1-to-1, like I just showed you. But one of the biggest things that for me personally, that I'm very bullish, a little bit more of a longer term, is I'm looking at the DXY. That's really what I'm looking at very closely. I do basic TA on Bitcoin, and I have to in order to go ahead and stay tuned with what is going on with Pepe or any of the meme coins that I'm trading, because right now they are very correlated, or they rely too much on Bitcoin dominance, right? And right now, this is the DXY. So for me, I've been quite bearish, and I've been telling my community since the FOMC meeting, which I think was around this area, that I was expecting meme coins to take a massive hit, take a 60 to 80% dump. That is something that's very common in the world of meme coins and smaller altcoins. So I've been quite bearish with Bitcoin since over here, because I started to see the DXY break, previous resistance. And I was watching Andy's stream, I think it was yesterday, and he was talking about how we always have these constant little drops, and then it always bounces back. And so far, it has been following that right here as well. So I think hopefully I'm crossing my fingers that the DXY does get rejected around this 103 area. But looking at what is looking like right now overall, it could be a possibility that we could go ahead and see the 104 and beyond. And with that being said, I'm quite bearish with Bitcoin, a little bit more of the short term, long term. Now that Andy pulled out that chart, I never really looked at it from that far away. It makes sense, you know what I mean? And there's different styles to like the way you trade. For me personally, I'm okay waiting a couple months to go ahead and do a nice little trade, whether it's buying in at a near bottom and then trading it, 4 or 5 months later down the line. That's just my preference. For me right now, I placed a short on Bitcoin, I placed a long, and I always got stopped out. So like right now, I'm just not trading Bitcoin whatsoever, or even swing trading a lot of these altcoins or meme coins, because I've been getting stopped out. So I took that as a sign to say, you know what, I'm just going to go ahead and invest a little bit longer term in these projects that I truly believe in. And I've been telling my whole entire community to switch up the strategy, right? The whole goal with shitcoins that a lot of people don't really understand is that there's money to be made in every cycle, right? There's a Bitcoin cycle, there's a shitcoin cycle, there's a mini altcoin season, and then there's yield farming and staking and all of that, right? There's cycles to all of this. And you could either go ahead and just stick to one or try to play a little bit out of everything. Obviously, you're not going to be like the best when it comes to that. But for me personally, I've just been analyzing the DXY. So with that being said, I'm pretty bearish. But what I do want to go ahead and show you, and the reason why I'm very bullish overall with what is going on with the whole entire sentiment of the market, at least for the space that my community is trading, which is altcoins and meme coins. Let me go ahead and pull out this Bitcoin dominance chart. So this is the Bitcoin dominance chart on the monthly. And what I've been looking at, if you actually go ahead and go all the way back, you see previously this was our very strong area of support and resistance. Unfortunately, Bitcoin ended up breaking through that. But if you actually go ahead and go back to where a lot of these tokens were created, like the Shiba Inu and all of those other meme coins during back of 2021 and 2022, you've always noticed that right when Bitcoin topped its dominance and it dumped, a lot of these shit coins started pumping, and same thing with altcoins, right? So when it happened multiple times, this is 2021, 2022, and then this year, for whatever reason, a lot of people were thinking that Bitcoin was going to get rejected at this, at around the 48% dominance, and actually broke through. So there's either two scenarios, and I have them drawn out right here. We could either go ahead, because when it's a truly altcoin season is when Bitcoin hits the 70% dominance, right, for altcoins. But also as well, if we do go ahead and see, and looking at the monthly, it looks like we might, hopefully this is not like a bounce back. It could be, but I think right now looking at it, I do think that Bitcoin might go ahead and dump in the next coming months. And if you could go ahead and go back to the 2021 to 2022, you always see this correlation that meme coins, like for example, Shiba was created in July. Shiba started pumping back in around November, and that was a top in November, and then pretty much it did that whole entire switch to other coins, right? So a lot of the tokens are actually created during the summer times. They do pump, then they dump about 90%. The community, gets discouraged. Like, you know what, I'm done with this project. They move on, and then starting early, let's say September towards November, that's when meme coin season, the mini Bitcoin season, begins to pump. So it's usually around this time. Like I said, I'm analyzing it back from the last previous bull run that I was in. I didn't know. I wish I knew all about this. It had to be a trial and error for me to figure this out. But no, I didn't have anybody on my side to tell me, hey, John, look, Bitcoin dominance with this moves around with shit coins. This is the time you have to buy. This is the time you have to sell. So I've been telling my community that, you know, right now overall, whether it's shit coins, it's a very high risky. I've literally been calling out in the last 2 weeks, 80% dumps will be coming. Load up on altcoins if that's what you want to go ahead and do. I believe, you know, longer term on altcoins like XLM, Uniswap, you know, 1inch, Bitcoin Cash. I believe in those altcoins longer term. So I think that what is going on right now in the market, it's an opportunity for dips. But like I said, it's really clear what's going on. Now the question is, will Bitcoin go ahead and continue to go ahead and dump on that dominance? And if it does, we will definitely go ahead and see a lot of these meme coins run up and probably hit, you know, recent to close to all-time highs or even all-time highs. So that's just overall with the whole entire thing with Pepe and all that. That's why they don't want to really talk too much on it, because all of you did the Bitcoin TA, and it really runs very close to Bitcoin. It's been following it almost like 1-to-1. You know, now the question is Pepe going to go ahead and detach itself from Bitcoin when the Bitcoin dominance drops, and is it going to do its own thing, or is it going to continue to you know, push together with the Shibas, with the Pepes? They all have, I'm looking at the comments, they all pump around the same time. Just around July they get launched, November they start pumping, and then that's when you want to go ahead and take profits. Obviously not financial advice, but I'm not sure that answered your question, Natalie.
I think it did. So thank you. So when it comes to all of this, we obviously have to think about risk management, so we're not losing everything when we are starting to invest, etc. So Dr. Bullseye, let us talk a little bit about risk management and how should people think when it comes to this.
Absolutely. So as you saw me talking about the Bitcoin chart now, Andy as well, also altcoin John, we know that we are in a time right now which you have a lot of uncertainty. So it is kind of risky for you, especially if you are not experienced trader yet. So I would recommend you guys, if you're starting, you don't start trading with 100% of your money. I would recommend you to use, like, for example, 10%, 20% of your money to trade. Of course, depending on how much you have. If you have a lot of money, you can use even a lesser percentage of this money. And the rest of it, the majority of the money, I would recommend you to patiently wait while we are going to see the week passing, and we are going to hit these lower lows, and you can gradually get into Bitcoin on a spot way, in a matter of investing instead of trading. And then once you start getting more experienced with trading, of course, you can start to take a bigger percentage of the whole amount and start trading with this. But if you're just a beginner, I would advise you to go slow right now and just keep buying weekly as we are going down, because that's the when the bloods are on the streets, that's the time you want to buy. You don't want to be scared this time. So if the Bitcoins drop into 23, it's a good opportunity to buy. If we are dropping to 20, to 19, to 15K, you have to understand as an investor that when the price goes down, it is actually a good news, because you're having the opportunity of buying the same asset cheaper. So just buy it, and on the future, it's going to pay you off. While you're waiting this time to arrive, you can, of course, take a small percentage of your money and start trading and start getting more experienced. And then, as I said already, when you're experienced enough, you can start changing the percentages a little bit, adding more to your trading wallet. And that's my advice to you guys.
Yeah, that is great. Thank you so much, Rodrigo. Andy.
Yes, Miss.
You wanted to talk a little bit about adoption growing?
Yes. Yeah, basically, the adoption that is happening right now with Bitcoin and crypto in general is pretty mind-blowing. And I think people don't see this. And of course, the thing about this Bitcoin spot ETF that we had, from BlackRock, they did, feel for a Bitcoin spot ETF. There was a Bitcoin spot ETF approved in Europe. Of course, that actually didn't affect the market very much, but it's all part of adoption. And I think, these big players are actually, manipulating the market. They always do. They always manipulate the market, right? Now we got this news about Elon Musk selling, all of his Bitcoin holdings. There's actually not real truth about it, but it's all manipulation to bring the price back down again. It happened before in the past. It has always happened. They are the big players. They're the ones that want to, fill in their pockets with much more Bitcoin cheaper, so they can sell once it goes to all-time high. So basically, we do see the adoption, stuff coming out, such as, BlackRock filling for a Bitcoin ETF. BlackRock is the biggest, management, that there is in the US, and they have trillions of dollars, and what they want to do is push the price down, and that there's no doubt about it. So like I said, adoption is growing very fast, and I want to share a chart right away here, Natalie, if I can, just 1 second, talking about basically the adoption curve. Hang on, I'm trying to there we go. Yes, right over here. Basically, Bitcoin adoption curve, the amount of wallets that they are being created every single week, right? This would be this non-zero address count, which is this purple, line that's going up here, is basically following the kind of logarithmic curve of Bitcoin. Here in the black, we do have the price of Bitcoin, basically creating the lows and the highs from the latest cycles. And it's kind of following the adoption curve with the amount of wallets of Bitcoin that is being created. And so far it is, basically kind of mirroring it's like a moving average, right? In between the middle, the purple line here is basically the amount of wallets that are being created every single year. And it's just growing and growing and growing. And the price is kind of, following that trend. So we are seeing this worldwide. There's all different news. Like I said, the president candidate from Argentina, there's, these restaurants such as McDonald's in a city in Switzerland that is, that's getting Bitcoin as a currency for payments. So there's just a lot of things going on, and there's wallets being created every single day, every single week, and it's growing and growing and growing. So no doubt that obviously, the adoption is huge, and the price follows adoption. There's only a certain amount of Bitcoin that is, minted at the moment, which is just around about 19.5 million approximately, give or take, a few 100,000. It's around about that range. And there will only be, another 1.5, in between 1.5 and 2.5 million left. I'm not sure if it's 18.5 now or 19.5. But the case is there's only going to be 21 million Bitcoin. So there's not going to be one Bitcoin for every single person, not even for every single rich person. Approximately there is just over 60 million millionaires in the world, meaning that they have more than $1 million. And, if every single millionaire in the world wanted one Bitcoin, there is just not one Bitcoin for every single millionaire, meaning that, if they wanted to pay 1 million, there is not one Bitcoin. So obviously just with that, simple calculation, Bitcoin in the future, whether that is in 5 years or in 15 years, it would have to come to over $1 million, which sounds crazy at this point, right? Bitcoin at $1 million. Yeah, this guy's a moon guy, he's a moon boy. But, it's very much a reality, it's a reality that will happen at some stage, and that is not talking about the next, 50 to 100 years. This will likely happen probably in the next decade, maybe in the next 10 or 15 years approximately, because of inflation, because of the economies worldwide, they're just crashing. And I think Bitcoin is the actual real money, because there will only be 21 million. And compared to other things such as gold is, it's been proven that it's just not, just because gold is a simple answer is gold is really heavy, and to do payments with gold, it's not an option to use it as currency. So I think Bitcoin, obviously, with the adoption that there is right now, we're going to see very crazy prices in the near future. So overall, my end goal is for Bitcoin is it will reach $1 million. Of course, that is probably not going to be in this bull market cycle that's coming. It might be in the next one. But overall, I would expect a super cycle at some point, because, once the adoption curve, the adoption curve goes in an S, where you start off pretty slow. You know, you got about 3% or 4% of the people worldwide using it. They're kind of dabbling, right? And this happens with social media. It happens with cell phones. It happens, you know, with everything that is new, right? Such as the internet. You know, you have people starting to use it and saying, okay, you know, this is cool, you know, starting to get projects on top of the internet. And then, of course, you got a certain percentage of people using, and it's usually between 3 and 5% of people worldwide using it. And they are using it for several years till the actual majority uses it worldwide, which would be 40 to 60% of the world using it. And it's very, very similar to the new technologies, how, you know, right now on Bitcoin, it's around about 3-4% of people actually, you know, having wallets, you know, buying Bitcoin, doing transactions, doing trading. It's around about that 3 to 4%. And it's taking a few years, and that is the start of the adoption curve. And, you know, the adoption curve usually, you know, skyrockets at some point. And, you know, this is obviously going to happen with Bitcoin. The thing about the timing, it should happen around about, you know, 4 to 8 years approximately, where the adoption is going to go crazy. And, you know, we will be seeing about 40-50% of the people worldwide actually using Bitcoin for transactions and having it as a safe haven.
Yeah. Now, speaking of the alien tweet and the manipulation, we have one question here from Crypto Feedbacks. How do you feel about Shiba? Tell me it only went nuts because of alien tweet. Rabbit community, no doubt, I believe that tweet from alien. Where is it really at? If anyone of you
Yeah, I'll answer that. I'm
Yeah?
actually glad that question was brought up. Let me go ahead and bring out a chart. I was actually just talking to my community about Shiba and why I am quite bullish on Shiba. I don't think it's going to hit the price that a lot of people, you know, are expecting. And it actually does have a real utility behind it. They have Shiba Swap. They have the Shiba Metaverse that just released. It seems like it was like more by the rumor, sell the news kind of event. But let me just go ahead and pull out a Shiba chart right now. Actually, let me go ahead and do it simple. I think I could do it right here. Hold on. But yeah, with Shiba, the good thing is, and I tell everybody, especially when it comes to these shit coins or even altcoins, is that when it comes to these projects, the more time that project has aged, the easier it is to go ahead and analyze where the project is heading with it, whether it's in a couple days, a couple months, a couple years. But obviously, the fact that, you know, Shiba does have around already 2 years of data, I think it makes it a lot easier for all of us to go ahead and analyze truly where this might be heading, right? So let me go ahead and let me delete my chart because my chart looks pretty nasty. I'm probably like you guys all have like the nice, cleanest charts, and I'm like the most disorganized. I just scribble all over my charts. So let me just go ahead and delete that real quick, and let me just pull out the chart. Okay, so let me share my screen. Okay, so this is Shiba. I'm using Dex tools to go ahead and look at the chart. So if you actually go ahead and go back with Shiba, right? What was the question exactly with Shiba? Can you repeat that, Natalie? What was the question? Let me see if I can find it.
It was about you have it here. How
Yeah.
do you feel about Shiba?
Okay, perfect. Awesome. So with Shiba, unfortunately, as we see, the whole entire crypto market relies so much on Elon. I don't know why. A lot of people do. There is a lot of manipulation, like Andy said. Overall, I do believe that there's a lot of manipulation in this world of crypto. It's freaking crazy. But when you go ahead and look at the chart with Shiba, this is around the time frame that it pumped. Like I mentioned earlier with the Bitcoin dominance, and I showed all of you when the pumps start with Bitcoin dominance, right? Look at the Bitcoin dominance of when it started to pump. Shiba was created back in July. It started to have his little pump around August, leading towards October. That's when it had its massive all-time highs. It doesn't mean that's going to exactly happen all the time, but with Shiba, the reason why I'm quite bullish and I am looking to go ahead and do some swing trades when it comes to these kind of meme coins, because Pepe and Shiba, they're a little bit more easier to predict due to the fact that we have this kind of data. Shiba has 2 years of data. And if you look, we were actually currently right now, we are around that strong area of support before Shiba ended up pumping. So for me, it's like, yeah, Elon does have some influence, but at the end of the day, I would just go ahead and rely and stick to what's in front of us, which is the data. Look at the DXY, look at how Bitcoin's reacting, look at the Bitcoin dominance. and then just look at the chart. And if they're obviously, I think the charts and data have more influence than Elon Musk, in my opinion. I could be wrong, but in my opinion, honestly, I don't care what Elon Musk tweets about or what he talks about. It's really clear that we are on a super massive area of support before we have that massive takeoff. And I'm telling you, it's leading towards around the September, October. So right now we have been holding that area of support. We've been respecting it pretty well. So if you go ahead and see what kind of, I'm not saying that we might have the similar exact pump, we might only pump about a 3x, right? Or maybe potentially we could go ahead and touch back up, that 10x right there. So even if you're trading leverage, a 1 to 2x is not that bad, right? 2-3x, which is about sorry, I got it wrong. So 200 to 300% is about a 2 to 3x, right? So I think, in my opinion, I'm bullish on Shiba. I'm looking at Shiba very closely right now. It almost does look like a cup and handle is for me right now on the daily. I was telling my community about that a while back, and so far it has been respecting the area that I was expecting to go ahead and see. So for me, I just keep it very simple because I'm not as good as TA like all of you. I do want to go ahead and improve, and I've been watching your guys' channels literally every day when you guys go live. But I keep it very simple, just support and resistance, and I just look at patterns that make sense to me. And then I just analyze data, because for me, I'm more of a data person. I like numbers and data. They say one thing that people lie, numbers and data don't, right? And the data is very clear what's going to be happening very, very soon. Doesn't mean that we're going to get that potential 10x, but I do believe that we could go ahead and break at least a 2 to 3x. So obviously, most importantly, will be breaking this area of resistance. So for me, for Shiba and all these meme coins and altcoins, I'm extremely bullish due to the fact that I'm looking at what's obvious and what's in front of our face, right? We're looking at the DXY, we're looking at the Bitcoin dominance, and we're looking at how the overall sentiment of the market is feeling. And we're keeping it very simple. We could go ahead and sit here and analyze Shiba, what it could do, what it can't do. But at the end of the day, I'm always, and I always tell my community this, always look at the DXY. It's really that simple. Look at the DXY, look at Bitcoin dominance, and that's all. Because at the end of the day, Bitcoin does have a lot of influence. Regardless of what's going on, it's very clear with what we have and the data that I showed you. I don't know how much more data I could provide to kind of state the obvious of what's going on. So for me, I would suggest whatever meme coin, shit coin you're looking at, look at the DXY, look at Bitcoin dominance, and it's very simple. That's just only my opinion, but so far, this is the reason why I've been able to tell my community weeks in advance of 80%, 90% dumps on shitcoins being rug pull, shitcoins being gone, and a lot of these altcoins having the opportunity to go ahead and go up higher, and that's because I look at what's obvious. I'm not like these other shitcoin influencers that you talk about, Shiba to $1, Shiba to $2, we got to keep it realistic, and we have to look at what's obvious. DXY, Bitcoin dominance, and that's pretty much it. That's what I look at, and that's with that being said, I'm really bullish on Shiba, especially comparing the Bitcoin dominance is really obvious. I don't know what else we could really go ahead and push there on that narrative.
Yeah, thank you so much, John. So if you are more into altcoins and like numbers, then you should be on Altcoin John's YouTube channel. You have each and everyone's channel in the description down below the video. Now, when we're talking about when it comes to cryptocurrencies, etc., if you want to have a really great platform to send your cryptocurrencies on, then I do definitely recommend KASTA app. Every one of us is using this platform. But the really good thing when it comes to this, so you have your phone, you have your number to your friends where you just send your cryptocurrencies directly. But one of the best things that they are actually expanding now, so you will soon be able to have a credit card app, a credit card. So you can use this one, when you're outside, whatever you want to do, but you will also be able to send and receive this in euros soon. So send and receive euros for free when the payment is accepted in the same currency, and you will also be able to have your own IBAN transfer soon. So right now you're able to send your cryptocurrencies without any fees, and you just need your friend's phone number. You can get my number if you want to, just to try it out. Just joking. But you got the KASTA app in the link in the description on everyone's description. So if you want to be able to send your cryptocurrencies, very, very simple, then all of us is definitely recommending this one. Now, talking about cryptocurrencies, I still want to ask you, John, about, because you're so good when it comes to altcoins. What are the best trading altcoins 2024? I'm not done yet. What is your top 2 that you will buy for the next coming cycle?
Great question. So I would say XLM and CRO. So crypto.com, extremely bullish on crypto.com with the utility that it has, especially right now with, unfortunately, and I always say unfortunately, US is one of the leading factors when it comes to this. Right now, recently, we just got the approval of Coinbase allowing futures trading. So I think now the US is finally, giving a little bit more leg to the crypto community. But I think at the end of the day, like Andy said, it's all about manipulation. These big banks want to go ahead and jump in, and they're going to push the market whenever they want it. It's not whenever we want it. We could analyze charts all we want, and at the end of the day, Bitcoin could literally pump to 80,000 right now, right? Because it's all of influence of the bigger whales. But you see a trend, right? And the trend right now is you're looking at all these companies literally now adopting blockchain, especially in the US. The US is so behind technology. Like, for the people that are not in the US and are not aware of US economy and how it moves, the reason why I'm very informed is because that's the way I analyze what's going to be happening with crypto, right? Because it's very, very influenced, and I hate it a lot. I really hope that we decouple from this next bull run, because it's really dumb how Bitcoin's attached to the stock market, but it is what it is, right? We just saw PayPal right now add their stable coin. You have Coinbase, approving their futures trading. We're seeing a lot of these other bigger companies adopting blockchain, like Andy said, and I think it's quite obvious that a lot of these either altcoins, especially altcoins, are definitely going to go ahead and pump very, very high due to the fact that some of those are going to be with the ETF. For example, like Bitcoin Cash. I think Bitcoin Cash is going to hit $6,000. You know what I mean? You could go ahead and analyze it, go back, and if it does get approval, it doesn't matter what you and I think. It doesn't matter what technology you and I believe in. It could be the shittiest technology on the blockchain that we're getting into, but at the end of the day, it's going to be what the institutions want. If the institutions want XLM instead of XRP, well, XLM is going to pump. If the institutions want Bitcoin Cash, which probably not a lot of people know about, they're going to go ahead and push Bitcoin Cash, right? So for me personally, I would say XLM is something I'm very bullish, and then crypto.com, because they are expanding very, very quickly all over the world. And I do think that it will go up higher.
Yeah, thank you. I hope everyone had pen and paper and wrote that down, because now we know, John, you got a lot on you now, because we're all going to invest in that soon.
No
But
financial
when it
advice.
comes
Not financial advice. Yeah. See, Andy's got my back.
Too late. I'm just joking. So obviously we know that there takes a lot of time for us to sit in front of the charts and just get all of the good information that all of you guys have. And one of the things when it comes to this, everyone doesn't have the amount of time that we have. So Rodrigo, you are right now studying to become a doctor, and you are a swing trader. But for anyone that have a job, they have studies, they maybe have family, maybe newborn baby, whatever that means for each individual, what would you recommend anyone to do that wants to start trading? Obviously follow each and every one of us on our YouTube channel to get daily updates, because the good thing that I love with all of us is that we're very honest about what we see on the charts. And yeah, so what do you think, or what do you have, because you have your own experience in this, for anyone that wants to do this at the same time they have something on the side?
Exactly. As you said, a lot of people work, people have family. Time is limited to everyone, right? So people use this as an excuse to not starting trading, for example. But the fact is, we have time. We just have to give priority to it. You know what I mean? So we just need to have some discipline, and we are going to find some time to make more money. Me, for example, as you said, I do med school. Right now, my whole morning is busy with the med school. So I come home, I arrive home at 1 p.m., for example. I have to have a lunch. And then from this time, I have until midnight, for example, to both study the technical analysis, for example, the daily technical analysis, and for the university itself. So there are a lot of different types of trading. You don't need, if you have family and job and something else, you don't need to be on the market searching for scalps. You know what I mean? Because then you have to be like a freak every time, every second looking at the chart. So if you like Andy, right? So if you are this kind of person, very busy, of course, you can, there are some different strategies that suits you better, like swing trades, for example, position trades. So everything depends on this. If you have a little bit more time, of course, you can go for day trades and scalps, snipe trades. But usually, yes, we have time. We just have to organize ourselves better, have more discipline, and we are going to find some times. And we definitely can make money on the market on the swing trades as well, because I think because there's a higher duration, maybe people have a little bit of prejudice, like, no, it doesn't give a lot of money. But no, you're wrong. It does give a lot of money anyways. You just have to be a little bit more patient. And of course, the best time to start learning is now. When I started studying in 2017, I wasn't thinking that I was arriving this far, you know what I mean? And here I am. So yes, you should have started before, but you didn't. So always the best time to start studying is now. So it doesn't matter if you have like 30 minutes, 50 minutes on your day, just start right now. Then you're going to be very much better on the near future.
Yeah, let's start on Monday.
Monday. Okay.
It's Saturday today. Come on.
Come on, it's the weekend. Yeah, but thank you so much, Dr. Bullseyes, because, you know, of course, none of us started with trading, and here we were. We all had something on the side when we were starting this. Andy, did you have anything that you wanted to say?
No, but yeah, I mean, totally. I mean, I started in 2017 also, and the first few years was very frustrating. Obviously, I was obsessed with technical analysis and trading, and no matter how long it was going to take, I was going to be successful trading and make profits every single month. Of course, a lot of people come in into trading saying you can make, you know, lots and lots of money in a short period of time, right? And you can, you know, and that's what usually happens is when you over leverage and use, you know, just a little bit of your capital that you have or a bit of your money in your bank, you're going to burn it. And obviously, I burnt a few accounts, obviously the first few years, and I was in my 9-to-5 job. It was actually not 9 to 5; it was 8 to 6. You know, so doing more hours than usual. And basically, I was just obsessed, and I'm going to be successful in this. And obviously, investing in crypto and with my trading, it all came together. My portfolio was exploding. You know, I started buying Bitcoin when it was at $6,000. And I also bought when it went down to $3,500. So I started accumulating there. And obviously, I was starting to be profitable in 2019, basically. And I also almost burnt an account in 2019. I was profitable for several months, but lost all my profits, and even some of my initial account, which was absolutely crazy. It was a really massive hit for me, but that hit made me even better in trading for the months and years ahead, till today. And obviously 2020 came, we had the COVID crash, and then the bull run in late 2020 and 2021. And that is when I was already being really consistent, making gains. My portfolio was getting bigger, and it was just all at once, right? Where we have a portfolio making 20-30x, and then obviously my trading making money every single month. And that is the period where I changed my life. Basically was in 2020, where I quit my job, basically because I was already profitable in trading. I had made a huge amount of capital by investing in crypto. And 2021 to 2022 was my transition of, that is it. I'm not going to go back to my 9-to-5 job that I was a welder before. So, it was not a nice job. It was cool, but obviously you need to be there. You have a boss, you need to it's a dirty job. And the transition for me was in 2020. I had to do something to get out of that world, and obviously that was crypto trading.
Yeah, good job. It's always nice to hear people's stories on how you where you were to where you're at right now. So it's a tough journey. It's a really tough journey. So what happens behind the scenes, no one actually knows, but there's a lot of mental struggle that each and everyone is going through. So good job, guys. So for anyone that doesn't know who we are gonna start to end this live stream, but for us to continue, or for you to continue to see us on our YouTube channels, you have them in the description down below the video. But once again, Andy, you do daily live streams from just explain what you're doing on your channel so people know.
Yeah, well, basically, I do daily updates and also live streams. So we talk about overall higher time frame technical analysis and lower time frame. The lower time frame is more. I've got a Legends community on Discord where we basically talk about what's happening every single day, and that's more for scalping and day trading. Like for freaks, people like Dr. Bullseye said, there are people that are like have time, because I have the time. Basically, this is my job, right? This is I try and look for those opportunities. And I got to say as well, there's a lot of days that I don't have, I don't see the opportunities. I might be 2 or 3 days where I'm not doing any trading. And the reason why is because the opportunity is not there. I have some strategies, I have some rules. And if the chart doesn't do what I want it to do, then I won't get into the trade. So anyway, talking about that, I've got the Discord, obviously, talking about, daily setups and possible scenarios. But on YouTube, we do live streams, we do technical analysis on Bitcoin and other cryptos. And, that's what we do on my channel.
Yeah, and that's great with the legends that you do have. I want to say congratulations, because it's going really good for you, and you've been working hard to do all of these things. But we also saw Philippe here, shout out to Sam, and of course you have Samuel that is helping you along the side, and he's also now starting his own YouTube channel, which we all will start to see more of him. He couldn't join today, but the next time we're going to go on a live stream, Sam hopefully will be here together with us. So thank you for that. And Altcoin join, you are, your name says it all. What are you doing on your live stream?
Yeah,
on your YouTube channel?
No, sorry, I was unmuting myself. Yeah, so with my YouTube channel, what I really focus on is it's a little bit more of the high leverage kind of things. I just like the volatility. Honestly, it's a higher risk, higher reward. Now from experience, I've learned how to diversify and what to do and what not to do. So I became very consistent. Back around, I think it was around the same time Andy said. And I think what really got to me was being young and making money. I thought I knew everything, I had a very big ego, and life handed me something very, very big. I literally lost everything. I lost about over $500,000 the last bull run. That's because I didn't want to listen to anybody. I thought I was the best. I didn't want to hear anybody. So what I want to go ahead and suggest everybody with that being said is that always put your ego down. Watch other people, listen to the people that are better than you. I watch Andy literally almost daily. I watch Natoshi daily. I watch, Bullseye. Whether I agree or disagree, I think it's always good to go ahead and see what other people are thinking about the market. And I think overall, even when you do go ahead and start getting in that success, don't forget where you really came from, because life will literally take that away from you within seconds. And one of the biggest things that I always preach on my channel is it's knowledge. For me personally, what brought me to a lot of opportunities, I've always been in sales. So I've always been a very talkative person, as you could tell. So I've always, kind of gone where I have to, due to the fact that I'm very big on networking, very big on communication. And that's one of the biggest things that I always tell people is go ahead and start building real value to yourself and to other people, right? Whether it's friends, families, your own community, your own personal development, whether it's becoming a better speaker, networking with other people, to go ahead and get those opportunities and get what you want to go ahead and do, right? So overall, I would just go ahead and say, for me personally, what I do is we talk a lot about the high risk, high reward, because I know not a lot of people have the knowledge or the money to go ahead and do Bitcoin trading, right? So we talk about the shit coins, we talk about longer term investments when it comes to altcoins, and then we go ahead and talk about passive income, which would come in with yield farming or staking. So I talk a little bit everything about my channel, but one thing that I primarily really focus on, I always tell my community: knowledge, learn from other people, You want to go ahead and get to the point where you're not watching me so much and you have to rely on my information. You have to go ahead and learn from me and do your own analysis. And one of the biggest things I always look at and preach is the regular financial market. That's what I look at. I look at all the boring shit, the balance sheet, what is going on with the debt bubble. That's what fascinates me and gets me excited, as weird as that is, and looking for new projects, so that's what you could go ahead and find in my community. I'm a little bit more diversified based on my knowledge of prior experience of where I've been. I know I probably haven't been there, have done a lot, but I could definitely tell you, and I'm very, very confident that I'm pretty knowledgeable in what I'm talking about. And that's all because I read a lot. I look at other people and I learn from others. You know what I mean? Learn from the best. And I'm with the best right now, and I'm learning from everybody. Literally during the stream, I almost forget that we're streaming. It's kind of crazy, but yeah, that's what my channel is all about.
Yeah, so we now know that John got knocked out. Ego death is not fun, but
it happens to the best.
Yeah, I think all of us had that knockdown. And when it comes to doing this half-time and still have something on the side, Dr. Bull's Eye, you still continue to give us really knowledgeable things on your YouTube channel. So you're gonna start to go on live stream. We have been going on some few live streams together, and you will have your own soon, which is extremely good. But when you're posting the evergreen videos, what are you usually talking about?
About my evergreen videos, I usually talk about trading strategies that people can be using on each time frame, actually, because the time frames are fractal, right? So usually how to make some money, like strategies to make $50 a day or even more, depending, of course, on how much is the amount that you are using. So there's something curious. John was just talking about the ego right now. And guys, that's true. Even though you're doing great on the crypto market, stick to your strategy, put your stop loss, because we started thinking that we are the best, whatever. We are confident, and that's exactly the time that you crash. You know what I mean? There was some years ago, I was trying to become profitable and I was doing day scalps and day trades back then. And I was consistently making $50 a day. And I was like, oh my God, I'm the best. I'm ruling it, whatever. I don't even need a stop loss for this trade. That's cool, because I'm sure it's going from here to here, whatever. Guess what happened? In this day, I lost like $250 in one day. So I was building slowly, and then suddenly in one day, boom. So that's why you have to always keep attached to your strategy. Always put your stop loss, protect yourself. This way, that's the way that you're going to be profitable in the long term, because always there is going to be some news, a black swan event that is going to some manipulation, that even though your technical analysis was right, you're going to be crashed. So stick with the stop loss, stick with your strategy, protect yourself, put some money in your pocket. That's what we talk about on my channel. You can follow me for daily technical analysis, for content teaching you how to make some money, and also I'm making some videos teaching you the project behind the bigger altcoins. So if you don't know about this as well, you can find this information on my channel.
Wow, that is good. You have a lot of things going on while you're becoming a doctor. So I start on Monday. Yeah, and for me, guys, my name is Natushi. I also go on daily live streams from Monday to Friday, and I also give you daily updates about where the cryptocurrencies are. I started to add now where I go in during London session, and I'm scalping the market on NASDAQ and SPX 500, because that was something that I started with in the beginning before I started with cryptocurrencies. And I think, we can create money from this industry with trading is really big. You have Forex, you got so much. So that was the reason why when the market has been very slow, and the index moves much faster, and that's something that I'm used to since in the beginning. I started with US 30 when I never knew anything about trading, so I definitely also had a pretty massive hit really big hit when it came to that, but I also grew a lot when it came to that. So that's basically what you get on my channel. I also have a academy at this moment, in Atushi Academy, where I do teach trading from basics to advanced, and this is for everything. It's for forex, crypto, index, whatever you want to. As long as you want to break down a chart, you will be able to do that through my academy. So I want to say thank you for everyone that has been joining and looking at us for over an hour. Andy said let's keep it an hour, and now we are almost at 1 and 5, so sorry, Andy.
That's
But
okay.
I want to, yeah,
go ahead.
yeah. So we're gonna end this, and please guys, comment in the video sections if you want us to continue to do these live streams. We had some really good knowledge from all of you guys today. I want to say thank you for everyone, Andy, John, and Rodrigo, for taking their time this Saturday to do this, and everyone, of course, that is on here looking at us. And hello, Seb, we know that you're here. We got Mariela, Philippe, Petrol. We got so many of you in here. I know that we have a lot from Andy's channel. So yeah, make sure
I was going to say the
Huh?
comment section has combined on all the channels, I think.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think so. Yeah, that's what it looks like. So anyway, I've got to say, Natalie, Natoshi, it was really cool to have you as the host. You were actually hosting this, because if there was no host, it would be an absolute mess. Everybody would be like, hey, let me talk first. No, not me. Yeah, you are. Yeah, so yeah, it was pretty good. Congratulations. And yeah, guys,
Thank you.
it was.
I got a new job.
You got a new job. Yeah, it was a good show.
Yes. Okay. Thank you, everyone. As I said, comment in the section down below the video if you want us to continue to do this. What did you like? What do you want us to talk about next time? You have all of the links to each and everyone's YouTube channel in the description down below the video. And we want to wish you a super great weekend. Take some time off the charts to relax your brain, because we're going to have some massive thing happens next week on all of our channels. So have a great day, everyone.
That's it.
Bye,
Bye,
everyone.
guys.